What's up, guys? This is Acid Roots. I'm here to review the second official release by Hollywood Undead, which is Desperate Measures. Now, this came out at the end of 2009, a little bit over a year after Swan Songs came out, and I think Swan Songs kind of overshadowed this project, but this is not one that you want to completely ignore. Now, when I get to fully reviewing this, I'm going to say that this is not actually the best project, but it's still clever because it's better than nothing, and that's the thing to remember going in. I mean, the singles off this project didn't chart, but they're still good, and most of the new songs that you're going to hear you need to get out and listen to if you haven't yet. So Swan Songs was charting, and it lasted into 2010, but they kind of quietly released this, and the song Dove and Grenade appeared to be listed as a single. Now, I don't think they did a music video for it, but it is the best song on Desperate Measures. I mean, that is pretty much the reason why you want to buy the project. And I mean, yeah, it's the first song you hear. I think a lot of folks will probably wind up liking this song if you give it a chance. For folks who are new to Hollywood Undead, I mean, this is a pretty even song to start with in general. So it's kind of like the younger brother of the song Undead. It kind of stands in the same grounds as that, and even Bend to Hell off American Tragedy. All three, I mean, most of the time when they drop a first single, it feels as if they know that the energy has to be met, and they always seem to be able to do that. But then, as the rest of the project starts coming together, that was my initial thought when I listened to Swan Songs, was I thought, Undead is a pretty awesome song, but, then the second single didn't have the energy, and the rest of them just were different variations of different types of songs. So I was expecting like a sequel to Undead, and I was expecting a sequel to Dove and Grenade, and they kind of did it with Tear It Up. That is probably the second best song, and I mean, it's a little bit different, but I'd probably say it's like, maybe Everywhere I Go or one of these songs. Black Dahlia, number 5, but it basically is like a club song. I mean, that might as well be what it is. I mean, it has the same context as Dove and Grenade. Only thing is just a little bit lighter on the ravenous energy, but it shouldn't be that noticeable. And then we get to the cover songs, which there are 3 of which, 2 of which didn't seem that awesome to me. I mean, they just felt like kind of strange choices, because it either felt like Hollywood Undead couldn't match the energy, or the production and the outfit that they were trying to put in context of the song didn't match it. So that was the problem with Immigrant Song and Bad Town. But Shout at the Devil, I mean, I have a feeling they can do cover songs. It's just a matter of trying to match it with their style, and it somehow works with Shout at the Devil. That basically feels like Dove and Grenade in the second song. But I mean, that's the whole problem, is really you want it to be a rock song, but then you don't. I mean, Marilyn Manson was extremely good at this with the song Sweet Dreams, and heading into that, when you expect every single artist to be able to do something like that, I mean, when you do a cover song, it has to show your creativity, and the style that they have, it kind of feels more like a party song more so than, I mean, I don't know the actual Motley Crue song, so I haven't listened to it, but I do think it can probably get some people up and moving. So that's mission accomplished. The fact that they could do that. But so that, those 3 songs are basically, in my opinion, the only reason to really mess with this project. Now, I guess if you needed a remix to Everywhere I Go, this one is more rock-based, and I think I might actually like this song better than I did the one on Swan Songs. But they should have just had that on Swan Songs. It would have been the better thing. So I don't know. It just depends. I mean, if I'm willing to listen to that song again, but I do tend to like the originals more than the remixes, unless they completely obliterate them. So, but that would be like the fourth song, and then I'm kind of grading this out of 7, just because I'm not really terribly a fan of live albums. So the third new song, Ellen Urgencia, kind of felt like an awkward placement. I mean, I know that they can do the upbeat songs pretty well. I mean, I figured that they would have just had something else going, but it, the variety just didn't, shine through. So, but just refer to Swan Songs and American Tragedy and some of those, and it's basically easy to understand that they can do it. It's not an example of them not being able to. It's just maybe they just didn't this time. So yeah, there was only one single, no music videos, so obviously this was just kind of a push through release, but it's still worth it because of Dove and Grenade. So I'm gonna give this album a 4 out of 10. I mean, it's not because they didn't have enough new songs. It's just the fact that 3 new songs, all 3 of these need to hit, and I was expecting them to have some better cover songs. So 4 out of 10, but it's still probably worth a purchase. And 5 is getting ready to come out next month. And yeah, so they, obviously they do have quite a few radio hits. I knew I had to pay attention to this release. That was like the thing going in, was I said, well, it's new Hollywood Undead. It still has the member Deuce involved. And I wanted to see if really he was the member that made the band. I mean, folks talk about him, but I wasn't sure if he was hogging all the energy, and I didn't think he was, but I did want to at least get that next project that also has him on there. So yeah, Dove and Grenade is pretty damn awesome, and yeah, this is at least worth some time.